matter. Yes, we know Hanuman and we know Vishnu and we know, as Indians, we know who they are and gods. But I think just connecting it to the divine spark that she always talks about, that is within us.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to surface it, here's what you've got to do. So
Mm-hmm.
first you surface it by doing it this way, and then you use it to, you know, scale the heights, like to go higher or to solve your problem. Because people always think, oh yeah, what's their problem? She's rich, she's successful, there's no issue. But that's not true. Like
Yes.
we all know, you have a lot of
Yes.
mental issues, you have other challenges. But I think her teachings are very, very
Mm-hmm.
particular and help one
Mm-hmm.
solve it. So I always think of her as a guide, you know. That's
Yes.
why I use the North Star reference, because it's like a light shining on a dark path. You're
Mm-hmm.
walking and there's a small light, and then as you kind of, go to her sessions and you listen to her, the path becomes, it becomes brighter, the light.
That's
And then you keep going and you're like, oh wow, yeah, it's true. I mean, some of the things that she says, it might sound like, what, it's that simple. And
mm-hmm.
initially there might be skepticism. I'm not talking about myself, you might doubt it, but if you actually do it, you find that it's true, it is that simple.
Yes. Yes.
And she says things like, oh, when a thought doesn't serve you, cut it. you know
Yes.
you're suffering, it's your ego. Yeah, it sounds very, glib, but it's
Yes.
actually not glib. She sits down and explains, don't do that. I mean, why? And I think that's something I've really, really come to appreciate, because it's helped me. And the way it's helped me is not just in solving the particular challenge, but I find now that I have become better at work
Mm-hmm.
in a odd sort of way. I mean, this is totally different, but maybe it's because I've become a better person, and I am less worried. I would say I do worry still. It's not like I'm like, oh my God, I don't worry, everything is fine. That's not true. I do worry, but I find that there is a solution, and I am definitely mentally stronger
Mm-hmm.
and I think I have a direction.
Mm-hmm.
Because many times the other thing that I see is people don't realize it, because when you're looking at yourself, you don't see so many things, right? Because you're looking at yourself. There's only so much that you can really understand and comprehend. With somebody else, especially somebody else who knows you well and leads you through a session, I mean, she talks about the subconscious, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter. In fact, you do have these motives that you're not even aware that you have them.
Yes.
You have these things that you're clutching onto, and they're not good for you. But
Yes.
you don't know that,
Yeah. And we are not
right?
aware of it, right? Like maybe the other people
Exactly.
who are watching us, who know us, they would see that clearly,
Yeah,
but not
yeah,
us, right? We have those blind spots. That's what she calls.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And so here's someone else who's shining the torch and saying,
Yes.
no, this is why. And often her readings are, I mean, really, really accurate,
Yes.
and it's
I've
not always
experienced.
pleasant. It's
I
not
have
always
experienced.
pleasant.
I can understand. Yes. Yes.
It's not always pleasant, and sometimes it's hard to take. But I mean, I think with trust that you say, okay, well, I'll try that.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that I am definitely in a much, much better spot, both personally as well as work. And I think I've also been inspired because she's showed me through these sessions and both the workshops as well as the personal sessions, things about myself that I necessarily would not have given much weight to.
Mm-hmm.
But with her telling me, I'm like, yeah, that's true. I did have that. Yeah, I can do that. So it's kind of also very inspiring in some way. Yes, it's within you. It's all about what you can do, but to have it, kind of told by another person who is so knowledgeable and who understands, how these things are structured and work is also, I think, very inspiring and gives me a lot of strength and confidence.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Amazing insight, Subhadra. So I think I asked three, you gave more. I mean, I'm really happy to hear all of that because I can resonate with most of it because I'm also in that same journey with her. So I can understand completely. Like the best part that you shared is like knowing yourself and the power is within. Like,
Yeah,
that's the ultimate thing that connects with most of the people. And once you get to that point, everything becomes very simple because the control is with you. So
exactly.
yeah, I mean, and most of the people
Exactly.
they look for all those things in the external world, and that's the problem, right?
Right. Right. I
So
mean, it's almost as simple as, oh, you want to do that? Sure, go ahead.
yes,
There are a couple of things you have to do before you get to that space, but you can do it, which
yes,
is not normally how people think of it. They're like, oh, it's out of reach. it's hard to do. I don't know if I have the capabilities, but
Mm-hmm.
actually you do. You have that. And I think also the what she does for people who are willing to trust and listen, that the divine connection or the divine spark, you definitely feel closer to it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Someone has your back, and you
Yes.
feel it.
Yes. You feel that. You feel that. You
Yeah,
see
you feel
it
it.
in all the coincidences that you think that, how did it happen, right? Like you can connect with
Yeah,
each and every pieces of the puzzle. So
yeah,
that's
definitely.
make everything much easier, I feel. So yeah. Very powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah,
So yeah, so you have
of course.
attended a lot of workshops. So I would specifically, I want to ask like your experience about 31-day awareness program that we have launched
I
recently.
I didn't attend it.
Okay, you didn't. Okay, okay, that's
No,
fine.
I couldn't. I was work. I had a work stuff, so I
Mhm.
knew that every day for 31 days, no way could I do that. So
Okay,
I talked to her about it, and she said, "Don't worry, it's okay because I'm not going to be able to do that." So I attended her Hanuman,
okay.
the seven. Though that's when I attended, and before that, like she had done some others, the
Hmm.
group ones,
Yeah,
not
I
the
remember
individual
chakra
thing.
healing workshop.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
yeah.
Only thing is, I don't remember too much from
Mhm.
those because it was kind of a while ago. So I
Mhm.
don't. I just remember coming out. I think, to be fair, I was less involved then
Mm.
than I am now.
Yes.
So some of it also was, it was interesting, but it was more like um, academic knowledge that I
Mm-hmm.
gained as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to being personal, if
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
I can
I
relate
mean,
with it completely because I was
I
also
read.
chakra workshops and I
Yeah,
can relate with
yeah,
the same thing, same experience. Because now after 1 year, I feel like 1.5 years or something, I feel
yeah,
like now I'm more connected than that time. So obviously, this is
yeah,
a journey, right? We all are in this
yeah.
journey, and as we grow further, we get more knowledge. So
It's like also when if you're a reader and you read a lot of books, when you're 14, you might read the book and you might get something out of it. Then
mhm.
when you're older, say you're 19 or you're 18, you read the book, you get something quite different out of it, even though the book is the same.
Right, right, yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that's what I found with her and her workshops. Like when I started, some of it was just really academic. I mean, I'm interested in the subject. It was nice to hear about it, but I don't know if it did anything particular for me, or maybe it did. Maybe it opened up something. But
Yes.
when I started going back,
Hmm.
I found that, oh yeah, and this Hanuman especially, I found I got a lot out of it. Stuff like, all suffering is because of the ego. Cut your thoughts if they don't serve you.
Hmm.
Move towards the higher self. And also, I think because Hanuman, in I know the archetypal, the monkey brain, and the fact that not really a god, but half man, half god monkey who became a god,
Hmm.
and the whole struggle, and so it was just the prayers. Also, I found, I mean, it definitely resonated with me much more than I thought it would, and there were signs along the way. What
Hmm.
no coincidences, right?
Yes.
So there were signs along the way, and I felt really, I would say, uplifted to a different realm with
Hmm.
those workshops, for sure. And before that, I'm in a kind of, we all have anxieties,
Hmm.
and I think her just very direct dealing of showing me how to deal with those anxieties also was painful but very effective. So that's why I'm surprised when people say, "Oh, I'm not religious." This is not really about religion. This is
Yes.
about your inner self, your inner journey,
Mm-hmm.
and if you kind of, I guess, get a handle on that, then living life and being happy is so much easier. You
Yes.
know.
Yeah. Spot
So
on.
that's why I was like, yeah, I'll say it because that is true for me.
Mhm.
And I'm a happy person. It's not that I'm like, a depressed sort of,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, my life is going nowhere kind of person, but definitely the quality of life, my quality of life, as well as that inner connection to, you could say, a higher power, you could say it's the universe, you could say God, depending on where you come from.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't like the religious aspect, but I'm just going to say to God
Yeah.
has been tremendously helped by her and her teachings, and in a really good way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, So I'm very about my positivity matters because I really think it matters. You
It
know,
matters. It matters.
yeah,
Yeah, it matters. Like, and like you said, it's not about religion. Actually, people, don't take it like from the. So when all of those, what you call, uh, texts, they were written, it was not written in order to create a religion out of it, right? It was
yeah.
written to, create that knowledge that is applicable.
Metaphorically trying to explain it to people. Yeah,
Yeah, but over this whole lot of years, people have transformed those and gave those shapes, and all the meaning was lost, I felt.
yeah, yeah.
So
No, no.
Nivedita is doing fabulous job, I feel like, and helping us to understand those concepts. Yeah. So awesome. So Hanuman workshop you covered. And so my last question for you would be,
Sure,
what is your
sure.
message? What is your message to other people? Uh, like, like for example, you covered some of the pieces, like, about religion and spirituality aspect of it. But like, what would you share to people like, the modern generation, people who are busy in their work life, in their career, and other areas, and why they should consider these programs and workshops, and how they can get benefit out of it. And
I
so,
think I would say that she provides a practical way to overcome your weaknesses and move you forward so you can accomplish your goals while staying true to the kind of person you are, your
Mhm,
essence. So it's very wonderfully liberating as you understand from her and through her message that life is really an opportunity for
mhm,
you to move towards the divine, and you can let go of things that don't serve you.
mhm,
So it's like I said before, it's that providing you that light on the road, the torch, and you are not alone. It's not going to be dark, and you have a way to go where you want to go, and it's not, you're being helped, and this is your journey, and you can take it, and depending on what your ultimate goal is, you know
mhm,
you can
mhm,
get there, and you can get there enjoying yourself,
yes.
because we don't understand why we have X problems, or Y problems, or why we haven't met the right guy, or why we don't have enough money, why is our health so bad. But, and especially today, I think modern life is very stressful, right?
Mhm, yes.
And we're all struggling with different things,
Mhm,
and this is a way of understanding, okay, this is why this is happening. I mean,
mhm,
I think it's like a map, literally, right? This is your
mhm,
past. This is
mhm,
why that's happened. This is what you have today. This is your package. Where do you want to go? So you have to figure out those things. You can't expect her to tell you where you want to go, but she will help you overcome whatever challenges that you are dealing with, to so that you can go where you want to. I mean, everybody is different, right? Even sometimes in these WhatsApp groups, people say, "Oh, I want this and I want that," But you also have to, like, today, if I said, "Oh, I want to be a wonderful dancer," it's going to be a bit hard for me to be a wonderful dancer because I've spent 30 years doing something else altogether. So there has to be a practicality to what you're wanting to, you
yes.
know. But
Mhm,
I think her in the modern world, it's really like having a guide. That's
mhm,
why I use the word North Star, which the sailors would, look
mhm,
at for light and inspiration so that they can move in the right way.
yes.
That's
Mhm,
exactly what it is. And it just helps you live life better. And I think for people who are looking, I mean, it's just really stressful.
mhm,
Living here is stressful. It's expensive. With money challenges, job challenges, children challenges. But
mhm,
here comes somebody who can tell you, "Hey, relax. This
mhm,
is why this is happening. This is," and helps you look at yourself,
mhm.
explains the context, gives you background, and then says, "Okay, it's hard, but there's the path."
Yes.
Right?
And people
So
who have been on that path, they have seen tremendous transformation, right? That's what I have
yeah,
seen myself. So
yeah,
it definitely works. I have seen in my life, in other people's life who I know. And so definitely it's something very helpful. And also the group, right? The formation of the groups, the Sangha, that also helps a lot because you also get the energy of the
the
group's
group
power.
energy,
Yeah.
sure, sure. But you
So,
have to go in there and take a chance,
mhm,
depending. But I think the thing is, nobody can do it for you. You have to believe.
mhm, you have to
I
believe.
say, yeah, you have to believe, and then you have to say, okay, I'll take a shot at it, and give it all you've got, not just like go for one session and say, oh my God, but nothing happened. What am I supposed to get? Why am I spending $100? What did I actually, if you do that, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
completely right. Yeah,
So you
agree.
have to go in eyes open, but have faith,
Yes,
you know,
faith.
you know.
Faith is the differentiator here. So I feel very good
I
point.
think, in my parents growing up, and I'm from from southern India, so temples and religion is a it's like kind of a big part of our life. But
Hmm.
one of the things that they would say always to me was that say good things, because when you're little they say good things because there are angels flying overhead,
Hmm.
and if you say good things, then they will say, and that will happen, and that will happen, like disaster, and
Yeah,
that will come true. And
tathastu.
it's really not true, but it is true. Yeah, but it is true because if you like, it's positive, right? You stay positive, positive
Mhm.
happens. You stay negative, yep, negative. It's how you look at what happens to you rather than feeling bad about what happens to you, right? You can look
Mhm.
at it in many different ways. So, and I think we also say that even to be thinking along this path, or to thinking about the connection with the divine and trying to transform your life so that you move closer to your higher self, you have to be blessed. You have to be blessed. You have to be in a different realms because you are
Yes.
able to think about it, right? Not
Hmm.
everyone gets that
Yes. Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and here she is actually making space and giving people an opportunity to move towards a higher self, which I think I always tell her it's very noble, and she laughs,
Yeah.
but it's
That it
true
is.
because it's hard, like if someone came and asked me like, hey, can you help me? And I'll be like, and people have asked me, and
Mhm.
I'm like, I can direct you to Nita. I don't know what to do, and I wouldn't know. I'm
Right.
not equipped. I'm not equipped to deal with. I
Yeah.
really am not. So
Hmm.
I think that's what it is too. There is somebody who here in this busy world of ours who actually has what it takes to help people like us, to
Right.
move to a different level, or move to a higher towards a higher self, however you want to call it, or just to be happy.
Hmm.
For some
Yeah.
people,
As
it's
simple
just
as
being
that.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We all are doing stuff to ultimately just to be happy, right? That's the ultimate
yeah,
goal, I think, for most of the people. So that's what
exactly.
it is. And I think you said
Exactly.
that you're not in that position to help people, but actually today with this video, you're sharing your message and experience in a way this will reach
Yeah,
out to more people and somebody will connect with your message. And in a way you have
yeah,
helped them, right? So
yeah. I hope
the ways
so.
can
I
be
hope
the ways can be different, but I feel
that's
like
true.
sharing to be able to share what we
That's
get
true.
and
Yes.
help other people to connect with that information. That's even it's powerful in its own way.
Yeah, yeah, because information is power, right? So
Yes.
if
Yeah.
somebody gets it, yeah, but really, I think it's so straightforward. It's so simple. I'm like, gosh, took so long to get here. I wonder why, you know. So if it helps, like, yeah, 10 people to come on board and say, all right, I'll
Mhm.
try it,
Yeah. Yeah.
it would be great.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think so. With that, I'm done with all the questions. And I just, again, thank you so much, Subhadra, for
No,
your time and all
no, thank you for all the time. Nita's told me, thank you for all the time that you spend, because she says that, you want to take this to different people and to different groups. And I think that's great. Yeah, no,
yeah.
I'm happy to help
Yeah, sure.
any which way, even down the road. Then let me know.
Yeah, sure, sure. Definitely. I'll, get in touch with you if I need more, if I have more
Yeah,
questions for you.
sure.
But I think, yeah. So yeah, thank you so much.
Not at all. Have a
Take
good
care.
evening.
Yeah. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.